This playthrough is rated M for mature.
Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with another episode of Will, A Wonderful World. In the last episode, we found out about what happened to Win and why he's so depressed, as well as I don't know. Did we? I took a break since between episodes. I forgot if we did Street Fight as well as some other things. I think we did. Anyway, in this episode, we're going to continue on and deal with Alicia and Chang. Apparently, she's become an assassin. Well, I don't know if assassin for hire, but she kills people for the one-armed man. So. Before we start, though, I just wanted to show. Whoops! I wanted to show off. Well, actually, show off that. Ooh la la. Yeah, just all the other little things. No, the big thing I wanted to show you was. Oh yeah, there's Rocky. I don't know if it really shows him before, but yep. And that's it. He's only got the 2 dots, so I guess Rocky is just a side story that just happens to coincide with someone else's story, so that's it. So, because it says he doesn't really pray to God, so it kind of makes sense why he's not there. But I just want to show Jimmy. Yeah, he becomes he goes from like the nerdy like kid to himself. Now he's like this hipster douchebag. So, yay. Anyway, let's continue on with Alicia and Chang's story. The sassy assassin. At the southwest corner of the Hong Kong Island sat the largest and most secure prison in the city, Hong Kong Central Prison. I gave the guards and answers the name Gordon Chris. They glanced at my stripper outfit. Is she a stripper now? Casually flipped through the stuff in my tiny handbag to let me through. Oh, she's probably pretending to be a stripper to get in. Gotcha. No one else was in the warden's office except Chris. There was a radio placed next to the sofa. It was playing some unknown Latin music. Gordon Chris's special hobby was likely the only weakness in this concrete fortress. He liked Latin music. Moreover, on the last day of every month, he would invite a young female dancer into his office. None of these girls had ever been seen again. Some people had suggested they might have gotten new identities to start new lives somewhere else. Others insisted that they were dead. In any case, that was the only information I managed to gather. That certainly made the mission tonight a little risky. I don't know, it seems like you're pretty prepared now with being able to shoot sniper rifles and stuff like that. Although, I guess, like I said before, a gun's a gun, no matter who holds it. Nevertheless, it was the only way for me to approach him. I ignored the warden's leering looks and started dancing to the music. I didn't know the song, but the familiar melody still made me feel nostalgic. For a bit while, I felt like I was back in Mexico. I could imagine myself strolling down the street of the lovely Peak, bathing in the warm sunshine, waving low to everyone, saying, Buenos dias! I extended my hand towards the warden and shot him a passionate, inviting look. He grabbed my hand. I felt a sudden pain in my stomach. I had to run into the bathroom. Weird time to get a pain in your stomach, or are you just trying to get away, if you know what I mean? For some reason, my stomach suddenly started hurting. It gave me a bad feeling about tonight. If I proceeded with the mission, it was probably not going to go smoothly. My instincts had never been wrong before. Well, except you got caught by human traffickers multiple times, and now you're in this situation, so, you know. Although, I mean, a lot of it wasn't your fault, but still. A few minutes later, I escaped through the bathroom window. Never force yourself when you're feeling uncertain. Ray had taught me that. However, Warden Chris had always seen my face, which meant that I couldn't attempt this mission anymore. But even if we sent someone else, it would be much riskier to follow the same strategy. Screwed up, Ray. Alicia. Yeah, screwed up, Ray. That's why you say if you're God. No. Officer Ji Yan was still in the hospital. Meanwhile, Officer Min Jun had not shown up to work for a few days either. Lieutenant Kang had mentioned that he'd been absent for health reasons, so he and I were the only active members in Unit 4 at the moment. We were in room 403 of the Sunshine Apartments, but there was no sunshine at all. Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows every day, and everything that's wonderful, and da-da-da-da. The room had no furniture except a fridge, a microwave, a simple gas stove, and some bowls and dishes that had not been used in a long time. The thick window shades had blocked all the light out for months, too. The whole room smelled like mold. That reminds me of Jimmy's room. However, it was a perfect location for surveillance. I quickly set up the telescope and pointed at a window in the middle of the 3rd floor of the opposite building. It kind of reminds me of the snipers video from Team Fortress 2, meet the sniper or whatever. It just shows him looking through a scope for like hours and hours, and you see his piss bottles accruing over time. I could see through the telescope that a full-figured woman was having breakfast. Now he knows where his priorities are. Her lover was a drug dealer with the Yesong team of the Musun gang who oversaw the transportation of all their goods. He was also an important suspect in a murder case from a few days ago, and hadn't been seen in the past few days. This is my first time partnering with Lieutenant Kang. Hey, I guess I hadn't really officially done their work together. I had not been in Unit 4 for long, but I had come to learn that it was nothing like the rumors I had heard. Unit 4 didn't have a lot of people, but had abundant talent. An amazing marksman, a talented transfiguration, or a master of transfiguration, not to mention the lieutenant himself was a hidden beast. Lieutenant Kang had also told me the truth about what had happened to him during our fight after Officer Ji Yan had stabilized. He told me that I met his other personality, named Yang Yan. Yang Yan? I'm gonna go with that. He was a different person, so he does have split personality disorder. Yang Yan was very violent. He didn't have access to Lieutenant Kang's memories. Therefore, for the safety of his colleagues who would usually only go on solo missions. I couldn't believe it at first. I suspected that would the police force even let someone with like multiple personalities even like do jobs that warranted? Like, I would understand being a desk cop or whatever with that maybe, but this seems too risky, especially with such a violent personality. Yeah, whatever. It's a fictional story, anime-ish type of thing, so why not? I suspected that Lieutenant Kang was just yanking my chain because he didn't trust me yet. He didn't want me to know the true source of his strength. Spinach. I mean, Popeye taught us that. However, when I later went to visit Officer Yi Zhi, she had told me about her own experience when she first joined the unit, including the same story about the lieutenant. That was when I finally realized it was all true. Multiple personalities were not common, so the lieutenant had always kept it to himself, especially when about where it came from. In any case, is it multiple personalities or a split personality in this case? Oh well. In any case, a small quirk did not stop me from feeling closer to him. Gross. Although he was a weird person with an even stranger temper, he cared about us deeply. Seriously? I mean, he just even said one of his endings. He said, "I don't care about you," or I didn't want to watch out for you," or whatever. Just the other day, he'd gone screaming at Unit 3 because their men wouldn't shut the bathroom door properly. It was making my seat smelly. It was so awesome. As for the rumor about how no one wanted to join Unit 4, that was a total lie. They must have all just been sent away by the lieutenant because they had been too weak. Yes, it must be the case. Yeah, you keep telling yourself that, Snowflake. That was my first surveillance mission since joining the force. The more I thought about getting to be with the lieutenant alone for the next few days, the more excited I felt. Alright, dude, we know you. We saw the soap ending. We know how you feel about him. I wonder if you would be willing to spar with me. However, how about now? Lieutenant Kang, would you like to exercise a little? Beep, beep. The doorbell buzzed with the terrible timing. I opened the door and a young woman was standing outside. She said she was a freelance writer who lived next door. She saw that there was a new neighbor, so she wanted to come by and say hello. And yet she looks in the room and it looks like trash because we're not there to actually live there. The writer then asked what we did. She kept asking me a lot of random questions. There were so many they became completely lost. Yeah, she probably works for... Anyway, I liked beautiful women, but I couldn't handle them. You say you like beautiful women, but your dialogue about Lieutenant Kang and others tells us a different story. Just as I was stuttering hopelessly, Lieutenant Kang came to the rescue. He explained to her that we were brothers and we had just moved into the city. Brothers, alright then. He was a journalist and I was his little brother, who was a chef. I couldn't help but give him a look when I heard the last bit. After spending some more time with him, I learned that Lieutenant Kang, while extremely strict most of the time, also had a lot of tricks up his sleeves. The writer had not stopped ogling the lieutenant ever since she first laid eyes on him. See, that was our lieutenant, attractive in every possible aspect. He quickly got rid of her, then told me to keep a close eye on the room that we were watching before he left. He must have gone grocery shopping in preparation for the next few days. I used to hear Officer Min Jun tell stories about how they'd always had nothing but kimchi-flavored ramen. Kimchi? Ugh. It wasn't particularly healthy, but as part of the mission, I was perfectly fine with ramen. Besides, I love kimchi. You're dead to me. However, 20 minutes later, all I could see in front of my eyes was a entire grocery bag of ice cream. I mean, I like ice cream, but that seems a bit too much. My heart was bleeding. How did I forget that the lieutenant ate nothing but high-calorie junk food? Officer Min Jun must have bought the ramen himself. Sorry. I'm like, my mouth's like, going on right now. I sat next to the lieutenant and resigned myself to my fate. You don't have to eat the ice cream. I kept denying the mistress while munching on ice cream. Isn't that the best way to spend a Saturday? I ate an ice cream cone while she was watching TV. Hot. I ate an ice cream cone while she was watering the flowers. Hot. I ate an ice cream cone while she was making lunch. Super hot. I ate an ice cream cone while she was taking a nap. Super hot. Super hot. I ate an ice cream cone while she was ice creaming. Wait, what? When it was almost sunset, the ice cream was starting to make the ice cream for the night. Wait, the ice cream was starting to make the ice cream for the night, and my ice cream began to rumble. I think he's going insane. Ice cream, ice cream, ice cream, ice cream, ice cream, ice cream, ice cream. You scream, we all scream for ice cream. Beep, beep. The doorbell buzzed at an inopportune time once again. I opened the door. It was the writer again. Man, she really has the hots for the lieutenant. She was carrying a bag of groceries. You guys haven't eaten dinner yet, have you? Shall we eat together? I have some extra food. Besides, I'd really love to witness the chef's skills. Uh-oh. She walked past me and went straight into the house. She changed out a pair of slippers while standing in the doorway and kept peeking around the room. Man, she's being particularly nosy. I could tell that dinner was not her real purpose. However, my stomach full of ice cream had me on the edge of a meltdown. Looking at the bag of fresh vegetables and meats, I couldn't help but salivate over it. Wait a second. The chef? Was she referring to me? Well, Lieutenant, shouldn't you be responsible for your lies? Just as I was about to thinking about him, Lieutenant Kang came to the doorway too. He slammed one hand to the wall with a bang. At the doorway, Lieutenant Kang stared at the writer with a lustful look. What a shame. We've just eaten. Sure, ice cream. Although I usually go to bed later with my brother here. Wait, what? Wait, what? Your voice. Wait, what? Who between us always starts setting up his bed before 7 p.m.? Can't I come over later? I'm not a bad cook myself. Who could cook a milkshake? Well, you can cook anything. You can fry anything almost. If you could. No, never mind. Well, you could just take the stuff out of the fridge, set them aside for half an hour. To my surprise, the writer seemed really into the idea. In that case, I won't bother you right now then. Well, goodbye, but leave the food. As for tonight, I don't sleep until late either. You're welcome to join me for a late night snack. What type of snack? Don't answer that. You look so excited. I think you'd go on for days without sleeping at all. At last, the writer finally left. I let out a sigh of relief and went back to the window. Oh, crap! The person at the bottom of the building was the drug dealer we'd been waiting for. He was about to take off. We rushed downstairs, but there was no sign of him anymore. For the next few days, we never saw him show up at the mistress's place. Considering that he left in such a hurry, he probably would not be coming back anytime soon. Mission failed. Chang Gyeong-Min. Aha! You got distracted by a writer chick, and now you fail epically. All right, let's look at our history here. So he's got 8, and she's got 6. So goody. All right, let's figure out this little silliness. All right. I know that sounds good. Do the classic one on either side type of situation. It must be the ice cream. I sat on the toilet and let everything run its course. Did it add a fart like shitting noise in this game? Seriously? I could still hear the lieutenant putting on his master class in acting, even in the bathroom. When I finally got out of the bathroom, both the writer and Lieutenant Kang were already gone. Not until later did I learn that while I was in the bathroom, the lieutenant had seen the drug dealer show up at the home of our surveillance target. He didn't want to interrupt me, so he'd gone after the guy alone. In the end, the drug dealer had eventually outrun him after more than a dozen blocks. If I had gone with him, we would have been able to catch the guy for sure. Sure, you would have. It was all the ice cream's fault. So in this case, he just had the major case of the runs. He's probably lactose intolerant. Warden Chris opened the drawer and handed me the cash. You may leave. You may leave now. I returned the way I came and left the prison. The warden hadn't shown any interest in me at all. So that's what happened to you, do nothing. You're just like not dancing sexy or anything. He's like, hey, you might look hot, but if you don't do anything hot, then why? Did I give something away? Maybe if you didn't do anything. So, all right. All right. Let's try that again. So, let's see. I guess in this case we could do the all the ones there. Then we get an ending that way. I peeked at the Lieutenant Kang in the house. He didn't look like he was going to help me out at all. For the sake of fresh vegetables and meat, I took the bag from her hand and led the rider into the kitchen. Although I wasn't a professional chef, I was perfectly capable of making a few dishes. Back when I had been at the Shaolin Temple, helping out in the kitchen had always been a mandatory daily chore. However, when I finished my stir-fried dishes and carried them out of the kitchen, Lieutenant Kang was already gone. Not until later did I learn that while I was in the kitchen, the lieutenant had seen the drug dealer show up at home of our surveillance target. He didn't want to interrupt me, so he'd gone after the guy alone. In the end of the okay, this is just repeating itself. Okay, for sure, it was my fault. It was all my fault. Why the hell was I cooking? Alright. Oh, that's a rank C, huh? Even though the guy still got away, huh? Alright. Oh, it was just bad ending. Nothing more from her. So, okay. And let's see what this gets us. Maybe something a little bit more saucy. Must be the... Okay, so the toilet. Let everyone discourse. Ugh, do we really have to keep hearing that multiple times? I just ate. Oh, I also turned on the speed thing so the dialogue would click on a bit faster just in case if I have to skip something. Okay, that was almost the same, I think. Perhaps my passion had affected the warden too. He was beginning to get a different look in his eyes. There was something twisted and dangerous about that look. Feeling a little uneasy, I decided to make my move immediately so that I could complete the mission and protect myself from being exposed. But he grabbed my left hand so tightly that I couldn't get out of his grasp. Really didn't learn any new hand-to-hand? Oh, right, she's supposed to be undercover or whatever it is. Never mind. Should I forcibly pull my hand out to risk being exposed, or should I wait patiently for the next opportunity? Then he kissed me. I must think you're pretty saucy. It was already too late by the time I noticed a straight taste in my mouth. Uh-oh. The first thing I noticed I saw when I opened my eyes was the sky. Oh, baby, I could touch the sky. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. And then the ocean and the beach. I was lying on the empty beach, naked with bruises all over my body. If I were a regular girl who had not been through 4 years of assassin training, I would have died by now. So she is an officially assassin. And that, man, 4 years have passed since she got saved by Ray. Wow. Time flies when your life is taking a 360. So that was what the other girls got. They had been abused and dumped in the ocean. However, the warden Chris had always seen my face, which meant I couldn't attempt this mission anymore. But even when we sent someone else, it'd be much riskier to follow the same strategy. I screwed up, right? And you got probably assaulted and sexually assaulted too, probably. Wouldn't be surprised. Ugh. Anyway. Anyone with that nonsense. Okay. So let's figure out, let's see, what do we got now? Okay. So, let's see. Let's try, would that one work? Yeah. Hooray, huzzah, let's do it. Let's try to get this girl her thing. Or let's get this girl her trick. Let me go first. Or, let me go first. The lieutenant rushed into the bathroom after me, and he stared at me with a threatening look in his eye. Grrr. Grrr. Both of our stomachs were growling. Must be the ice cream. If I said no and just sat in the toilet, I might have gotten my chance to spar with the lieutenant in a second. But, never mind, I let him go first. I walked out of the bathroom meekly and waited at the door, squirming. Back at the doorway, the rider had already left. We continued our stake out in the apartment for another week, but we never saw the drug dealer come to his mistress's home. We had to cancel the surveillance. Failed. How do you notice my fingernails? He grabbed me, but 4 years of assassin training made me calmer than a normal person. However, my lack of reaction ironically gave me away. It didn't escape his eyes. He swiftly twisted my left arm and broke it. Wow, this guy must be strong. Or have his own set of training or whatever. 4 years ago, Ray had given me a second chance in life. I've noticed you learn a little bit more about the characters if you purposely get like bad endings or alternates or whatever. Although this could be a good ending, I don't know. But I've noticed if you get all the endings, you learn a little bit more about the characters through that, even if it's not the true ending you're going for. I think that's kind of interesting. Every day of my life, since then had been a gift from him to me. I didn't know if anything had happened between him and Chris. No, I don't care. I would never give anyone a chance to take advantage of Ray, except you. I would rather die than give him up. Wow, remember this little... So you died for, like, more... Well, never mind. I bit down and the taste of bitter almonds exploded in my mouth. Oh, cyanide. I guess being a sassy, you have to be prepared to kill yourself so you don't get caught. Wow. Alright. And that's just all because he grabbed your hand. You need to calm down, lady. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. So let's retry that again. And let's see. Oh, yeah, that... Sun Pain. Let's try that one. See what that gets us. This one ain't too bad. It seems kind of straightforward for the most part. Warden Chris barged into the bathroom and cornered me. He picked up the fake fingernails that I had just left in the sink. He noticed the fatal smell. 4 years ago, okay, that's repeating. Rather die. So she just kills herself pretty quickly after that point. Go! Go. Lieutenant Kang came out from inside the house, grabbed my arm, and let me outside. We ran into the drug dealer just leaving the building on the opposite side of the street. He took a glance at Lieutenant Kang and immediately started running as soon as he recognized him. The guy was pretty fast. We ran after him for a few blocks before we finally trapped him in a small alley from both ends. The next day in the interrogation room, he was very tight-lipped, refusing to answer any of our questions. After half an hour without any progress, Lieutenant Kang stood up and turned off the video camera. He went back to his seat, leaned closer to the table. He whispered to the guy, "How about we make a deal?" What is what's his name from Let's Make a Deal? Well, there's a couple shows with that. There's like Let's Make a Deal, and then there was like the Howie Mandel show that had like I think it was called Let's Make a Deal, and then there was one with Wayne Brady. But I don't know if that's Let's Make a Deal as well, or How About a Deal? Anyway. A deal? What kind of trick was Lieutenant Kang trying to play now? The guy was apparently as curious as me, leaning forward, waiting to hear what the lieutenant had to say. Lieutenant Kang pulled out a switchblade. He flipped it open and stabbed into the back of the guy's left hand in one clean move. Well, there you go. The guy screamed out loud, but he didn't move, worried about hurting his hand even more. Ugh. I probably would move just out of a reaction, even if you shouldn't. I suppose even he was unwilling to risk his own life. He finally started talking while he shook in pain. If I answer your questions, are you going to recommend a license? Lieutenant Kang smiled and pulled the knife out. He put it away without even wiping the blade off. Ugh, that's pretty unhygienic. After he gave his statement, the dealer took off his jacket and threw it aside while cursing nonstop. That was when I saw a giant green python tattoo on his left arm. The lieutenant suddenly went quiet. I called his name more than a few times before he finally came back to himself. He stood up, patted me on the shoulder, and before he left the room said to me, "Merry Christmas to..." Oh, sorry. "He's all yours now. Make him pay." Oh, that's his S rank, huh? Alright. Sorry, I had to nose clogged up, allergies and all that fun jazz. Alright, so we just gotta get... Oh, we're missing a bad rank from him. Oh, and that was an S rank. So he's got multiple... Because you gotta try to get the S rank with Alicia, so... That makes sense. Alright. Let's see. Let's try... I don't think I did the single one yet. Did I? I think... I might need to switch those to see. Back the other way around. But this will be our S ending. Perhaps my passion affected the warden too. He was beginning to get a different look in his eyes. There was something twisted and dangerous about that look. Feeling a little uneasy, I decided to make my move immediately so I could complete the mission and protect myself before being exposed. Warden Chris suddenly began struggling to breathe. He fell to the ground while grabbing his own neck with his hand. His face turned a dangerous purple color. He would never sleep the tiny scratch on the back of his neck that was killing him. So her fingernails would tip with like some type of poison. I calmed myself, took off the poisonous fingernails and the excessive dress, and jumped out of the bathroom window. It's just that easy. Alright. Let's retry. Let's switch that and see if that gets us better. That probably gets him his other S rank, I bet. I barely put on my pants when he grabbed my arm, led me out of the bathroom, kept running outside. He took it. He started running towards him, recognizing him. It's very tight-lipped. Let's see, probably gotta stab him as make a deal. Switchblade stuck in his left hand. See, Python. Make him pay. Well, that's pretty much the same thing, just maybe a slight variation or whatever. Oops. Okay, so we got their S's. Now I just have to figure out how to get. Let's see. Was there one where I didn't have anything on them? I don't. Let's see. I think all of them have. No, that's a C. Yeah, that's a C one. I'm trying to think what the let's see. Oh, there we go. Slam the wall, grab the hand. Huh, didn't know it'd be that quick. Thought it might take me a bit more of a second. At the door, Lieutenant Kang stared at the briar with a lustful look. Oh, let's see, that's gonna be the same. Oh. Also, we're not really brothers. Oh, I think I know where it's going with this. Also, we're not really brothers. Finally, some truth. I only eat snacks that he makes. I've never made any snacks, though they are so unhealthy. Lieutenant Kang grabbed my hand tight with his hand and held him up in front of the rider. Her face suddenly turned a bright red color for some reason. Her expression reminded me of the ladies who had come to the temple to pray. They would often make the same face when they saw my handsome brothers in the temple. In that case, I won't bother you two then. Well, goodbye, but leave the food. Enjoy your snack, enjoy your snacks. Food! In the end, the rider left with the groceries. She had given me a wink when she left. My heart skipped a beat. Did I just fall in love? However, when I turned around and saw the bag of ice cream again, I accepted my fate. I went back to the window and realized something terrible. Oh crap! Person in the bomb. Okay. He's about to take off. Rush downstairs. No Simon. Okay. Basically, Kang basically convinced her that they were just two lovers. Are you trying to tell me something, game? Are you trying to tell me something about these two characters? No.
No puedo regresar.
Oh, looks like we got another mission with those two. Any others or nope? Okay, well, let's keep going then. Might have to stop in the middle of this to not make a super long episode. 2 p.m. The 32nd floor of the Shilon Corp building, the women's restroom. It's kind of interesting how many ties in these two have together, but then there's a lot of characters that have weird ties into each other. I pressed the button on my phone, timed to the movement of my hands, and I watched. Almost immediately, I heard a muffled boom from the bottom of the building. The entire building shook slightly for a few seconds and made a subtle grinding note sound. I heard the latest instructions coming from the building security team leader on the radio, broadcast to the dedicated security channel. He wanted 2 guards on the top floor and the rest on the ground floor. I turned out the radio and walked out of the bathroom in a janitor's uniform. I blended in a crowd of panicking, confused salarymen. Then I ducked into the security stairwell and went up to the 33rd floor, the highest floor of the building, which was reserved exclusively for the chief executives of the corporation. I reached for the knife hidden in my waist. Hidden your waist? Oh yeah. I planned to make an ambush. I planned to ambush the 2 guards before they noticed me. However, there was no one in the hallway. I opened the door to the president's office. There was no one there either. I began to scour through the office. When I opened the closet, a button rolled out from inside. The door was kicked open. I took 2 steps back and sprinted forward and busted through the window. I held onto the rope with my hand and descended all the way down to the ground from the outside of the building. A couple of people had seen me while I was dropping down and allowed some admiring and terrified grasps, but their attention was soon pulled away by the explosion from the top floor. The body in the closet had been my target tonight. The president, Shenglong Hor, Liang Zhilong. Someone had gotten to him before I could. What I couldn't understand, though, was why a bomb was tied to his body. It was the kind of bomb that would detonate upon disturbance or when the timer ran out. It was much more powerful than the one I had made. I could only think of one reason. The other assassin had known that someone else was onto the same target, so it had to have been a prank. Haha. I'm gonna murder you and destroy you to as many times. In fact, my mission tonight was more than just kill Liang. There was something else. I was supposed to retrieve a black metal box that he had. I had no idea what was inside the box. It must be something extremely important. However, I was afraid that the box had fallen in the hands of the other assassin too. Who could this person be? Had he known that Ray had been looking for the same box? Was the prank specifically designated for me? Pain from my left arm interrupted my thought. Only then did I realize my left arm had been blown into pieces. Oh, well, that's just something that happens. My left palm had completely disappeared. Alicia. Wow, that's the end of her bad ending. It's just her arm got blown away sky high. Whoop-de-doo. No. Disaster in uniform. Lieutenant Kang was not here. Neither was Officer Min Jun nor Officer Ji Yan. I was alone in the office, working on the suspect's statement and feeling a little lonely. The lieutenant told me to make it pay. Officer Ji Yan had said to me that Lieutenant Kang used to tamper with the amount of goods and money when dealing with the smuggling cases so the criminals would get a heavier sentence. But this guy was already an accomplice to a murder. How can I make the case worse? I didn't know what to do. I was scratching my head when the phone at Lieutenant Kang's desk rang. It was an anonymous tip to a murder. However, Uniform usually handles cases related to gang violence or drugs. Why would we get a tip about murder? I wasn't sure how to deal with the situation, although I didn't have much at hand to deal with right now. Anyway, my heart just was beating with excitement. I grabbed my gun and walked out. I was about to take the stairs when I heard someone yelling loudly behind me. I turned around. It was Lieutenant Kim Jong-ho of Unit 3. Lieutenant Kim asked if I was heading to the murder scene reported by the anonymous tip earlier. He said I should not go alone, and that he was coming along with me so he could look after each other. It seemed like a good idea. He got in his patrol car and started the siren. 20 minutes later, we arrived at the apartment building of the scene. It was a 2-floor rental building. I could vaguely see fire through the windows in one apartment in the middle of the second floor. Something wasn't right. Anybody home? I knocked on the door. There was no response. I knocked even harder and yelled some more, but still nothing. Lieutenant Kim stopped me and said we should just wait for the apartment manager to open the door for us. The whole apartment had been engulfed in flame. That escalated quickly. When the manager turned the key and touched the doorknob, he suddenly jumped back like he had been shocked. I stepped ahead and grabbed the knob. It felt like a smoldering hot iron burning my palm. Reminds me of Harry from Home Alone. I bit my own lip to stop myself from screaming. As soon as I forced the door open, flames leapt out of the apartment along with a wave of heat. I could almost smell my hair getting burnt. Lieutenant Kim and I had to take a few steps back. If the tips had been true, there might still be people inside. I took a step out towards the door, but Lieutenant Kim grabbed me. Are you crazy? Look at the fire. You'll be burnt to ashes. We've been here for over 20 minutes. Whoever might still be there is already dead. You made a good point. We waited until the firefighters put out the fire before we finally went into the apartment. Everything inside had been scorched. All the furniture had been incinerated. We found 2 bodies that were completely unrecognizable due to the fire. One in the bathroom and the other in the living room. And one in the bathroom. We had to send them back for autopsies. We didn't learn the identities of the people until the next day, or bodies. I could not have imagined that they were Officer Min Jun and Lieutenant Kang. Ooh. Well, that's pretty heinous. I should have charged aside. I could have saved them. Chang Gyeong-Min. Wow. Who knew that they were going to get burned alive in this? So, will we be able to find out how to stop, how to get her the assassin to kill and the metal box in him to save his companions? Find out next time in the next episode of Will, A Wonderful World. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.